Hello, my name is Jess. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be filming a tutorial on the Too Faced Pretty Rich eyeshadow palette, and I'll open her up here so you can take a look inside. She looks like that, so lots of potential to work with. As you can see, I did a pretty cool toned look with a very sparkly lid today. So if you're interested in learning how to do that and would like to know some of my final thoughts on the palette, then stay tuned. So before I started, I washed my face, washed my beauty blenders, and I primed my eyelids with the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Soft Ochre. So next I'm going to take my Sigma E38 diffused crease brush, and I'm going to dip it into the shade Fancy That. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit on my brush there, about that much, and we're gonna start in our crease and do those windshield wiper motions. That actually blended in a lot faster and easier than I thought it was going to. So far, I'm liking the way that this one performs. And you'll want to get that outer V as well. And just kind of blend up onto your brow bone with whatever's easily transferred. And now I'm going to do the other eye. I will say that the shade that I just put on, Fancy That, is pretty cool toned, so I would keep that in mind if you're thinking about buying this palette. We'll see what the other ones look like on the eye, but I did just want to make a note that it's a pretty cool toned shade. So next I'm going to dip into the shade It's Cashmere and just kind of go over that. I just want to see how these behave together and see if it warms up the look a little bit. Which it does, not a lot, but a little bit. I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. So next I'm going to dip into the shade It's Designer, which is the matte light shade here. And I'm just going to pop that on my brow bone right below my eyebrow. Same thing for the other eye. And if you want, there is kind of a pearly opalescent shade in here for the white, and it's called Clutch Your Pearls. I might just see how that looks. I'm a little hesitant to put too much shimmer on the brow bone, but it's a nice little highlight shade. So next I'm going to dip into the shade Oh That's Rich. I'm feeling a very neutral look today. This is a really nice burgundy looking shade in the palette. And you're going to focus that on that outer V. I love how nicely these shades are blending together, I will say that. And now I'm just going to dip back into the shade It's Designer and lightly go over that brow bone again. And without picking up any more product on my brush, I'm just going to kind of blend between the two shades up on the brow bone. So I think that's all for the crease work. Now we're going to pick up our Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And I've been using this one for a while. And we're going to pop this on our eyelids, just on the first about 75% of them. And don't worry, it looks a little messy because we're going to take a brush and smooth all of this out. As noted, I don't mind ruining one of my brushes, so the one that I chose to ruin with eyeshadow primer is the Luxie 246 Precision Crease Brush, which looks like that. And I'm just going to really smooth all that out. And again, you are not going to bring it all the way to the outer corner, just about right there on both eyes. Next, I'm going to go in with my Sigma E56 shader lid brush, and it's just this nice flat skinny brush there. And I'm going to dip into the shade Diamonds for Breakfast and pop that on the inner corner. I will say I'm having a hard time picking this up out of the pan. I'm going to have glitter everywhere today. So a little caveat about this shade, it's straight glitter, so I would highly recommend a glitter primer. I don't have one, so this is going to be interesting. So I think I'm going to do something, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to dip into the shade Don't Care It All. That's cute. Which is this gold shade. It's a shimmer shade. That's the other problem with this. I guess I probably should have worked one eye at a time with the eyeshadow primer, but now it's drying and I'm having a hard time getting the rest of this to stick onto my eyelid. I'm dipping into the shade Filthy Rich, and I'm going to concentrate that on the outer corner. Okay, and I'll tell you what I'm actually going to do to try to salvage this look. I'm going to dip in with my Luxie 246 Precision Crease Brush into the shade Diamonds for Breakfast, that really sparkly glitter shade, and then I'm going to spray it with my Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray, and I'm going to see if this can maybe help it stick a little bit better, if I can even pick it up out of the pan. I don't know how I'm feeling about this look. It's very sparkly, which maybe is to be expected considering it's straight glitter, It is really hard to pick up out of the pan though, which I don't love. But technically it's doing its job, so that's, make of that what you will. I'm just going to go over my crease to try to get some of the extra glitter out of it with my Sigma E38 diffuse crease brush. I don't know if that's making that better or worse. Yikes. Okay. Just have glitter everywhere. That might be as good as it's gonna get. My goodness. Okay. I'm going to dip back into that shade Filthy Rich and just try to darken this outer bit here. Well, it's not the worst thing I've ever done, so yikes. Okay, so I'm going to brush all of this fallout off and do my foundation, and I'll meet you back for the under eye. Hi, I'm back. So I did my foundation and my brows off camera, and now I'm ready to do my lower lash line for eyeshadow. So I'm going to take this Alamar Cosmetics, it's a flat brush. I'll put the actual title down in the below, or down in the comments box or the description box. I've rubbed all the labeling off of it, so I don't actually know, but I will find out for you. So I'm going to dip into that shade Fancy That, and I'm going to put this right on my lower lash line. And I'm going to do the same to the other eye. Over top of it, I'm going to place It's Cashmere. And with the corner of my brush, I'm going to dip into Oh That's Rich. And I'm going to place that on the outer part of my lash line. Next, I'm going to take a clean Luxie 111 mini flat angled brush, and I'm just going to blend all of that. Alright, so next I'm going to pick up that Alamar Cosmetics brush again, and I'm going to dip into the shade Don't Care At All. And I'm going to place that on the inner lash line. Next, I'm going to try to pick up some of Diamonds for Breakfast with that same brush, and I'm going to spritz it with the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 spray again. And I'm going to place that along the inner lash line just as best I can. Next, I'm going to take my Sigma E56 shader lid brush and dip it into that Diamonds for Breakfast and try to pop that on my inner corner here. I have glitter all over my face. Yikes. So this is great for nighttime wear. I don't know that I want to go out in public like this, but I had plans for the day, so alright, I'm just gonna brush off the extra fallout here. So I'm going to put on mascara, bronzer, blush, and highlighter, and I'll meet you back for the lip gloss, okay? I'll be right back. Hi y'all, so I am back for the lipstick portion of this makeup tutorial, although I'm actually only going to be applying the Mary Kay lip gloss in Cafe au Lait. I don't actually really wear lipstick that much. It's just not really appropriate for my day-to-day life. Like, I do wear it sometimes, but kind of just rarely, and usually only on special occasions. Same thing with perfumes. I'm a nurse, so with perfume it just isn't something I can wear in the hospital. So that's my lip gloss. So I figured I would do a quick little review of this palette. So packaging, I do really like the packaging. I think it's very pretty. I will say that it kind of seems like a lot of wasted space. Like, I don't know, like if you just look at this, this is all this is all the mirror section, and there's really nothing else that it's doing. So I mean, I don't know how deep these pans go, but which if they do go that deep, then it's a sizable amount of product. But I feel like it's a lot of packaging for, I mean, this isn't even a full-sized mirror. It's, I don't know. If you really like packaging, that's great, but this isn't one that I'm going to use on the go just because it is pretty heavy, and again, a lot of the weight is in the top of it. I will say that the mattes that I used, so I only used 4 of the matte shades in this palette, which actually I think that's all of the matte shades in this palette. So let's break it down. So there are 4, maybe 5, I would say 4 very, very just straight glitter shades. There's this really black shade down here that definitely has some sparkle in it. I wouldn't say it's a shimmer, but it's not quite a glitter shadow either. The glitter shadows definitely need a glitter primer to be used with them. I had a really tough time getting them to stick to my eyelid. I had to use my Too Faced Prep and Set Spray, which I don't really like to dip into shadows with a wet brush whether it's water or setting spray, because if it's water, you're really just asking for bacteria and mold to grow in your palette. I mean, you're just kind of inoculating them with it. And if it's setting spray, kind of the same thing, you know, you're introducing moisture to that. And then just additionally, I feel like that setting spray, then it makes your palette hard, because that's exactly what it's supposed to be used for, is to set something. So I don't really like introducing any of those things into my palettes, so I try to dip into my shades with a dry brush and then spray it, but it sucks if you have to dip back into the palette, so that's kind of tough. Long story short, it was really hard to pick up the shades just in general as far as the glitter shadows were concerned. I thought the mattes performed beautifully, but I didn't use many of the shades in this palette. So let me know if you want to see another look with this palette. I certainly could do that, maybe something more of a nighttime look, although I would have to argue with as sparkly as my eyelids are right now. Pretty sure you can see me from space. I will say another thing with this palette, I'll get really close so you can see, but I feel like it's kind of breaking apart in the crease where the glitter meets my crease shades, so I don't really love that. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, so that's not my favorite, but overall I would probably give this palette like a B. I'm feeling nice today, so I'll say a B+. just because I feel like there's a lot of, I do love the way that the mattes performed. I do think this created a beautiful look, but it definitely needs a primer for the glitter eyeshadows, and there's a lot of wasted space in the palette. And then of course it's breaking apart. So honestly, probably like a B-, but pretty packaging. I just wish that it was more condensed. But anyway, let me know if you liked this tutorial and give me a thumbs up down below. And if you want to leave a nice comment, I wouldn't be opposed. But anyway, I hope you all have a beautiful Sunday. That's when I'm filming this, or beautiful day whenever you're watching this, because I may not upload it today. But thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.